Throughout the ages of Albion, there have been many events that have changed the world forever. The rise of the heroes, the fall of Oakvale, the fall of the heroes, and the failed attempt to destroy Albion using the Spire, which only brought the country closer together with the establishment of the monarchy. While these events are well known to the population of Albion, there are many events hidden away from public knowledge that almost made a huge impact on the land and its residents. During the Age of Industry, one of these hidden events almost completely changed Albion, but with plots of evil nature, there will always be a hero that will appear to fight against it. What was this plot? Who was involved in it? And how would this have changed the future of Albion and maybe the world? Here we explore in the lore behind Commander Milton. Off of the coast of Albion, the ruler of the country, the hero of Bowerstone, decided to create a prison on an island to house the most evil and dangerous residents of the land. With this, the population of Albion could feel safe. With this location in place, and with the hero having united the whole of Albion under one kingdom after they had defeated Lucian, Albion had entered a peaceful period where its royal army could take out any threats that threatened the land. As with many of the tales in the land of Albion, this peaceful state would not last forever. Over the years, the hero ruler of Albion fell ill and later died, leaving the throne to their eldest child, Logan. Under Logan's rule, at first, the army felt secure following his leadership, but Logan's leadership changed drastically after returning from a trip to the land of Aurora. During Logan's trip to Aurora, he was brutally attacked by a deadly creature called the Crawler, and upon returning to Albion, he was met by Teresa, who informed him that Albion would be attacked and taken over by the darkness in 5 years if he could not create a strong army to defend the country. With his advisors thinking him mad and those he approached for help turning him down, he decided that he would rather be hated by his country than lose the country and his subjects completely to the dominating force on the way. With this, Logan became cruel and ruthless to those that opposed him, where he demanded that the people obeyed his orders, otherwise he would punish them. As his attitude had completely changed, and with it, the running of Albion, some of the royal soldiers began to disapprove of his methods. One of these soldiers was Major Solomon Turner. Having served in Albion's royal army for 35 years, Solomon had fought hard alongside the best soldiers that Albion had to offer, some being Major Swift and Sir Walter Beck. Over his years, he had truly been passionate about the safety of Albion, but with Logan's treatment of those around him, Solomon's opinion of one man ruling over all changed. As Logan had begun to have those that spoke against him murdered and taken prisoner, Solomon deemed the monarchy of Albion to be an evil system. As this system was now negatively impacting the residents of Albion, Solomon believed that the monarchy must be destroyed, and to do that, a revolution needed to happen. With this, he chose not to serve as a member of the royal army and broke his oath of allegiance to the crown. With Albion slowly becoming more miserable, Solomon spoke with those he trusted most about his issues and began to form a resistance. Within this, they spoke not only negatively of Logan, but also of the old hero ruler. They became enraged at the fact that the ruler had simply been given the power over the whole of Albion because they had been born into the heroic bloodline, and with the ability to cast spells, strike faster, and take damage, they had been given all of the power over Albion. They wanted to take down Logan, and with it, the monarchy itself, where the people of Albion could govern themselves. As the movement became bigger, Solomon and his trusted allies spoke of their plans for the rebellion. They would all band together and strike at once. Those loyal to Logan would die protecting him, a sacrifice for a greater cause. When the strike was successful, they would execute the king and burn Bowerstone Castle to the ground. With the ashes of the castle, the people of Albion would be free, led by its own people for the people, and supervised by its army. Solomon's main focus was for the land of Albion to have no ruler, just the people. With this plan in motion, the trusted allies of Solomon prepared to strike, but Solomon began to get sick. With his body working against him, Solomon believed that he did not have many years left. Alongside this, his revolution had grown to the point it held many members. Unfortunately, this resulted in word spreading to King Logan that Solomon was plotting to overthrow the throne. And so, the king had Solomon sent away to Ravenscar Keep to live out the rest of his days in a cell on a secluded island with the many other residents of Albion that had spoken against the king. Now far away from Bowerstone and without the power to make change in the world, Solomon could only wait around in his cell to die, but all hope was not lost. Having worked at Ravenscar Keep and watched over the dangerous population within, the warden, Commander Milton, was in charge of the well-being of the inmates and keeping control. Through his years of service, he came into contact with many of the interesting people that had been forced to leave Albion's mainland after disagreement with the king and its population. As time went on, he met the likes of Mary Godwin, who had perfected the ability to manipulate the creatures of Albion, Ernest Faraday, who had created marvelous enhancements to the land of Albion, but had been sent here after refusing to give the king access to his prized clockwork creatures to be a part of an army to defend Albion. And finally, he met the most interesting of all, Solomon Turner. As a part of his care, Commander Milton watched over Solomon, and during their time together, Solomon spoke of his cause and his hopes for an Albion free from not only a tyrannical king, but also from a monarchy in the future that had even the slightest chance to dominate those below. With Solomon becoming more sick, his relationship with Milton became stronger, where Commander Milton began to agree with Solomon's beliefs. While Solomon could not fulfill and push through the movement, Commander Milton could. As Milton did not have a way to make an impact during this time, he could only think about what he could actually do to make a change. Having worked at the prison for years, he had seen firsthand what happened to those that opposed the king, and had even begun to regret his part in housing those that did not deserve to be there. As time went on, Solomon passed away under the care of Commander Milton and his men. The death of Solomon pushed Milton to act on the cause. Although Solomon had died, his cause had not. With having worked in the prison over the years and having met the greatest trap minds of Albion, he listened to their stories, achievements, and hatred for Logan. At this point, a new ruler sat on the throne after having rebelled against the king themselves. After this successful rebellion, the ruler had fought against the darkness and saved the land from an age of misery. This would only make Commander Milton's mission more difficult. While the new ruler could quite possibly rule Albion kinder than their older sibling, they still existed as a part of the monarchy. The worst part about this was that the new ruler was a very powerful hero. With a possible movement to overthrow the monarchy in the future, the normal people of Albion that had not been blessed with heroic abilities would struggle to take down a hero easily. Working in secret to create the perfect plan to remove the hero ruler of Albion, Commander Milton researched ways that would allow him to defeat a hero not only in combat, but also mentally. Through the stories he had heard from the prisoners, he took an interest in the research that Mary Godwin had done during her freedom. Nicknamed Witchcraft Mary to the other members of the prison, Mary had developed a method to not only control the Balverines, undead, and hobs of Albion, but she had also found a way to manipulate parts of their genetic structure. It was even said that she had learned the ability to transform into the creatures using specially built machinery. This chair and connected apparatus seemed to have the ability to recreate the essence of the life form attached to it and export it into a drinkable solution to transform the drinker into the life form. This machinery could come in incredibly helpful during his plan. With a vague idea on how he could potentially beat the hero in combat, Commander Milton looked to Ernest Faraday and how his clockwork creatures on Clockwork Island could aid him. If he could watch the hero in action during combat, he could learn their fighting style and then use it against them. Now 6 months after the death of Solomon, Commander Milton had formulated a plan that would allow him to kill the hero ruler of Albion and then destroy the monarchy and everything it stood for. In his mind, freeing the people of Albion from another potential tyrannical ruler. For his plan to work, All he needed to do was lure the hero to Ravenscar Keep, learn as much as he could about them, and then kill them. With a perfect plan in place, he set it in motion. Here, Solomon Turner's death would mean something. On a fairly regular night within Bowerstone Castle, Milton sent out a skilled assassin to take out the hero. Aware that the hero would easily kill the assassin, he told him that his name was General Turner and he wanted the hero dead. As the assassin fought the hero, he spoke of the orders of General Turner trapped within the keep, feeding back the lines he had been told by Milton. With the hero's natural ability, they survived the assassination attempt, and after killing the assassin, they begin to question where the keep was and why General Turner would want them dead. On the mainland of Albion, the existence of Ravenscar Keep had been known only to those that ran it and those that were sent there by royalty. With his time to shine, Milton had sailed from Ravenscar to Bowerstone, ready to inform the hero of the existence of the secret prison. Meeting with the hero, he introduced himself as Commander Milton and informed them of an escaped prisoner that had attempted to murder them, and asked the hero to return to the keep with him to get to the bottom of the matter. Agreeing to do so, the hero and Commander Milton sailed back to Ravenscar Keep. At this moment, Milton's plan was going perfectly. Arriving at the island, the hero discovers that in Commander Milton's absence, the prisoners had rioted and broken out of their cells. Unknown to the hero, Milton had orchestrated this whole plot in order to get the hero to travel to Clockwork Island. After clearing the prison of the more violent inmates, Commander Milton informs the hero that 3 dangerous criminals seem to have escaped the island: Ernest Faraday, Mary Godwin, and Solomon Turner. Asking for the hero's help to return them to the prison, the duo begin with attempting to bring back Ernest. To this, they travel to Clockwork Island, where Ernest had resided before his forced imprisonment by Logan. As Ernest did not want to be recaptured and taken away from his clockwork robots, he activated the robots to fight with the hero and Milton as they arrived, hoping to kill them before they reached him. As the hero fought valiantly, Commander Milton watched their fighting style, taking in each step, slash, stab and spell. Successfully battling through the island, the duo reach Ernest, and once again, the hero fights with him, to which the hero is successful. With Ernest and Clockwork Island conquered, the duo return to Ravenscar Keep, now fairly stable after the guards had managed to get inside and recapture the rioting prisoners. With this, Milton speaks of Witchcraft Mary, who had returned to her local island, and with this, the duo sail off to the Godwin estate. Watching firsthand, Milton sees the miraculous nature of Mary's experiments as the hero fights off poisonous balverines, unbeatable hollowmen, and coloured hobs. Through much combat, the hero meets Mary and fights her as she transforms through the various creatures she had been studying. As a powerful hero, the ruler defeats Mary, and Commander Milton leaves her fate in the hands of the hero. With 2 of the prisoners dealt with, and having learned a great deal of not only the hero's fighting style, but also their morality through the choices they had made while meeting the prisoners, they returned to Ravenscar Keep. Now, the final phase of Milton's plan would come into place. With the hero exploring the keep, Commander Milton attacks Hobson and ties him to one of Witchcraft Mary's chairs away from sight. Having exported the contraption to the island, Mary's chair would come in extremely useful for the plan. With his final moment to shine, he lays down and waits for the hero to find him. As the hero discovers him, he tells the ruler that Solomon Turner had actually been on the island the whole time and had not only captured Hobson, but also knocked him to the ground. With this, he informs the hero that Solomon had escaped down a hallway, and so, believing Milton's lie, the hero wanders down the hallway into Milton's trap. After fighting through some of the free prisoners within the hallways, the hero finally makes it to Hobson, bound to a chair. Reaching Hobson, the hero attempts to untie him, but as Hobson wakes up from his abduction, he warns the hero that Solomon had never escaped and that Commander Milton had been behind the whole plot all along. Turning around, the hero watches as Milton pulls a switch, resulting in the hero's electrocution. With the waves passing through the ruler's body, they fall unconscious. Waking up, the hero finds themselves bound to one of Mary's chairs with a helmet attached to the head. With his plan finally coming to an end, Milton pulls the switch to activate the machine. As the hero struggles, the machine extracts the essence of the hero and it falls into a vial, ready for Milton to drink. Watching in horror, the hero observes as Commander Milton drinks from the vial and the transformation begins. After months of meticulous planning, his plan was finally coming together and the end was in sight. His talks with Solomon and a shared goal to remove the monarchy, kings, queens and tyrannical rulers from Albion was finally in his grasp. As the potion took effect, Milton transformed into the hero, sharing their abilities and likeness. Having watched the hero fight while attempting to recapture the escaped prisoners, he had learned to fight just like the hero, the perfect doppelganger. All he needed was to kill the hero and take their place as ruler and destroy the monarchy from within. Explaining his plan to the trapped hero, Milton becomes distracted as the hero's dog barks at him. With this, he throws a fireball at it, knocking the creature down. In a fit of rage, the hero musters all of their strength and breaks out of the chair. Now, Milton had one final obstacle before he could leave the island and continue with his plan on the mainland. Amazed by the power of the heroic blood flowing through his veins, Milton fights with the hero with their matched abilities and strength. Through swipes, spells and dodges, the hero eventually bests Milton and ends this once promising rebellion. As Milton dies, he tells the hero that the people of Albion will rise up one day. Sadly, he would not be a part of it, and then he closed his eyes forever as a hero. With Commander Milton gone, the world of Albion would continue to grow and thrive with a hero on the throne. Through Milton's cryptic last words, it is believed that there are people out there across Albion with the same beliefs as Milton, and maybe one day they will strike too when the time is right. An idea like this simply cannot be crushed or destroyed. The idea of revolution and change will always be within those unhappy with the ruling of their current leaders, and it will only be a matter of time before those with the same ideals will band together to take down the ruler. While the revolution did fail, Commander Milton did something that no one has ever done in the history of Albion. He had turned himself into a hero. The heroes of Albion had been wiped out centuries before, and those heroes across Albion now had been so due to their natural heroic blood flowing through their veins. If the people of Albion were to need heroes in the future, this method surely could work, as the duplicate heroes could simply procreate to naturally create a new line of heroes and maybe bring back Albion to an age where magic filled the land and the people, for the most part, felt safe. Commander Milton's legacy will have different views to different people, but he attempted to change the world for the better, at least in his mind. It takes a lot of strength to fight what you believe in, and for that, Commander Milton will be remembered for his courageous acts. I ask Hero, was he right or was he wrong? The Traitor's Keep DLC, in my opinion, was one of the best DLCs we've had in a Fable game. I'm not counting TLC here. Does it count as a DLC as it was kind of different back then? Anyway, this downloadable content did something completely different and had huge ramifications on how we viewed the Fable world. Commander Milton literally turned himself into a hero with powers. This could have had huge waves on the Fable world. If he had maybe 6 people turned into heroes, and each of those had 3 children, then at least 1 or 2 of them would show heroic abilities. Through the generations, heroes could potentially populate the land again. This machine that he used was designed to create clones, so in essence, the ability to have children should come with that surely. This was a huge takeaway for me, and I'm sad we did not get to see any update on that in a future game. I did like the revolution aspect too, or maybe I'm just overthinking this. Solomon Turner's journey is eerily similar to that of the hero of Brightwall, but we had Jasper, Walter, and a natural heroic ability to help us with ours. It is just kind of neat that there are parallels there. If Solomon was a hero and had a support base, maybe he would have succeeded. It was a great DLC, I cannot say anything negative about it. Clockwork Island was great, exploring Mary's Island and practices was great, and the whole story was great. I really enjoyed working on this episode, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. That was the lore behind Commander Milton in Fable. If you enjoyed this episode, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like and a comment on your thoughts. If you really liked it, then go ahead and subscribe. I know you have already watched a couple of videos by now, so why not subscribe and get notified when I post new content. If you would like to stay up to date with everything I get up to outside of YouTube, then go and follow my Twitter and Instagram. I also stream on both YouTube and Twitch every Thursday, where we are currently playing through Fallout New Vegas and The Dark Pictures Man of Medan. The link is in the description if you are interested. Finally, I would like to thank my patrons who are helping to support the channel. I really appreciate you. Thanks to the Old Gods, Detroit, AVWV, Arco, Brunette Gymnast and Jojo Scotia, and an extra special thank you to the Elder Ones, Scruffstream, Jonas, Lewis and Queen Abby. Thank you guys so much. What did you think of this lore video? The creation of a hero during the age of industry again was a huge thing for me when I played the game, and it was fantastic to revisit now that I'm older. And with all of the knowledge I have gained since doing the lore series, I could properly think about it and the impact it could have on the world. I could even do a theory video at some point maybe. What if Commander Milton won? I ask you, what do you think would have happened if Commander Milton had won? Would you have liked to have seen new heroes in Albion created from Mary's machine? Did you like the Traitors Keep DLC? And finally, did you save or kill Ernest and Mary when you caught up to them on their islands? Let me know below. If you have any suggestions for future Fable lore videos, I still have some on my list, but I'm sad to say that I'm starting to get to the bottom of it. The next few I'm thinking about are Westcliff, the Crucible and Hammer. Again, any suggestions are welcome. That was everything I wanted to cover in this episode. Now hero, enjoy your day. Bye.